Butthole fidget. You guys asshole does this? Me squeezing out the last shit. The demons trying to escape. Yeah, good to see you guys. We're gonna do some crime time. Long story short, I have a criminology degree. We watch true crime. It's about sensitive stuff. If that's something you don't like to watch, I don't know why you're here, because I've made it fairly clear. We're gonna be watching one from Red Tree Crime. It's about 54 minutes, called The Master Manipulator Didn't Want to Lose Her Boyfriend. All right, I gotta pee. I'll start the video though.
In February of 2009, Heather Strong went missing. This was unusual for the mother of two, so the police began looking into those close to her.
I should listen to the beginning.
The father of her children, Josh Fulgham, would be interviewed first. He told police that the last time he saw her was when he dropped her off at a local Petros.
Your wife, man, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I'm just wore out. I get up at 4 in the morning.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, buddy. Thank you.
And then you got back in your car?
And I went back to the house.
And when you left,
my personality trait is getting up early.
She was
right there at Petros.
standing up there at Petro. You know there's video at Petro, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, they got cameras all around it.
No video
Of what?
of Heather at that Petro on that date. All day, all night.
Josh continued to claim that he had no idea where Heather was, but the police were able to find that Josh had been having a relationship with a woman named Amelia Carr. Amelia was involved in a love triangle with Josh and Heather, and it was a well-known fact that she hated Heather. With this information, the police brought Amelia in for questioning.
Hey,
Hey,
tired?
I'm exhausted. About my bedtime.
I'm trying to make this quick as possible, okay? I appreciate you coming up here.
You look tired too.
Very tired. Appreciate you coming up here. Understand, you're not pressured to be here. This is all voluntary. That door is only closed for privacy. It's not locked. You're more than welcome to get up and walk out at any time, okay? Right here, we're trying to get some things together. We're trying to sort out some differences and get a clear understanding. Let me just get some understanding between you and Josh. How long you guys been knowing each other?
I miss.
August will be
What did I
like 2
miss?
years.
So you know each other for about 2 years?
Yeah.
Tell me the relationship between you, Josh, and Heather.
They split up. Me and him tried a relationship. And then in December, he wanted to work things out for his kid's sake, and we parted ways. And we just agreed that when she came along, we'd have
Love
some
triangle.
kind of
Oh my
relationship,
God.
And it's hard when you got 5 kids between different people.
How many kids do you have?
3.
You got 3 kids?
Yeah.
And then she has
2.
the 2 kids. Explain the relationship between you and her.
There wasn't really ever one. Excuse me. We had a little bit of contact over the 4 months because she would, when she felt up to it, allow him to see his kids. So we had some kind of
Chat him in your
contact.
walls.
But I usually got the, I'm going to kill you, you know, you're a bitch, you're a whore, blah, blah, blah. Because me and him had a relationship off and on for the 2 years, almost 2 years.
Amelia explains that there was hostility between her and Heather because Josh had children with both of them. At the time of this interrogation, Amelia was pregnant with her 4th child, and the police believed it was Josh's.
So we pretty much maintained our distance.
Okay. Have you and her ever got into it about anything?
No. I've kept my distance. I mean, over the phone. But actual person to person, no. She could actually be pretty civil when we had to be.
Right. Just trying to think. When was the last time you saw her?
Couple days after he went to jail.
Sneegsnag is the weirdest YouTube name ever. Oh yeah, guy with YouTube in his name? Least suspicious diss I've ever seen. Yeah, it would be crazy if you saw my name. Maybe looked it up. I don't know enough about this case yet to make any comments about it. Love triangle is interesting. It's not even a love triangle. It's a baby triangle. The same guy had children with 2 different women and has on and off relationships with both, or just or not a relationship with the first one, but the second one, yes. Woman missing, husband came in for questioning, said he didn't know. This is the husband's affair partner, and she hated the wife openly, and she's in for questioning. Okay. All right, Dad, I ate all my ads. That's very good, son. That's very good. You know you don't get to leave the table unless you eat all your ads. And you know what? As a treat for eating your ads, we will continue crime time. Good job, son. Good job, son. I'm proud. Those ads are going to make you big and strong. Am I what? Nice and fat. That's my boy.
Because she asked me to babysit the kids for a few hours so she could go to work. And I
What? She likes you to babysit the kids?
And I told her I wasn't too sure about it because we had an awkward kind of relationship. And she said, well, Mackenzie really likes you and she loves you and she'd rather you babysit them. So I was there for a few hours, babysat.
Where'd you babysit them at?
The South Shore Fish Camp.
Okay.
The trailer they used to live in. I'm sorry. And I was there for a few hours.
Yeah, don't be too excited.
She came home and Jamie gave me a ride home.
Dad, why don't we
So
get
you hadn't
ads
seen
too?
her since, when was the last time you saw her?
That night I babysat, which was the Saturday after Josh
I can
got
change
arrested. And my son turned 7 January 8th. I don't remember if that was a Thursday or Friday. So that Saturday had to be the 9th or the 10th.
Do it? No.
January.
Yeah. It'd be nice to locate her. I mean, we have an 8-year-old girl who's crying looking for her mom. Mom won't call, mom won't make contact, nothing. And I mean, it's just, I have 3 kids who have shitty fathers who have no contact with them. And, you know, it's just, it's messed up. So, I mean, he's gone to the, you know, asked people what he can do. He's
Ask people like who?
like, okay, child sports is trying to come after him. And he told them, he said, look, I don't even know where she's at. I've got the kids right now. So I guess they freezed it temporarily till everything is situated. So right now it's a mess. It is a tangled up mess. We don't know where she's at.
The detective believed that something wasn't right with her story, so he decided to get a little more aggressive with Amelia.
Now, is there something that you need to tell me?
I mean, she made contact with the landlord.
Yeah, interesting strategy to call him a shitty father while she's had children and is pregnant with his child. Quite the strategy. Somebody asked a good question. Where is it? And the officer told her she can leave if she wants. She's in for questioning but not arrested. Can she ask for a lawyer or should she leave? Good question. It's dependent. So she might be told she's free to leave, but she might not be. They might just say that to get her in the room so they can detain her when she tries. Or she could just leave when she wants to. Yes, she can get a lawyer at any point. She could get a lawyer at any point, even when she's there voluntarily, which would actually be the smartest thing to do, regardless of why you're there, because, you know, there's only 2 scenarios in which the police need you to go into an interrogation room. One, they couldn't find you regularly, so they had to call you in somehow. Or 2, they did find you and convinced you to go, probably because what they need to say isn't something they can just talk about, which is most likely because they either think you're a criminal or they have something they need to show you there. But it is, yeah, it is likely that they think you're involved somehow. Not true all the time, but yeah, it's, you know, it's not likely that they bring you into an interrogation room just to be like, hey, we just need you to answer these questions. It is possible, but they can also just do that anywhere. They could literally do that anywhere. They don't have to bring you into this room to do that. So they don't really have to like bring you into question. Like they could just question you on the street. Like if it's truly just questions. Even if they're suspecting of her, they can't necessarily detain her without reasonable cause or like specific evidence to arrest her for it. So they can't necessarily keep her there if they don't have a reason to keep her there other than instinct. So yeah, like the girlfriend of the ex-husband seems like the likely case, and in this case it clearly is. But yeah, technically she could leave at any point unless they do actually want to detain her. They won't tell her that unless she tries to leave, and they can't really detain her unless it is something actually like, unless they have substantial evidence, which they're not going to tell them that, so they could cooperate.
Or
How do you know that?
because the landlord had said something to Josh when he was going to pick up the kids' belongings about not releasing anything without her consent.
Is that what Josh told you?
Well, I mean, that's what I heard from him and his sister.
Okay, again, that's what I said. That's what Josh told you. So Josh told you.
Is this weird if I speed it up?
Heather called the landlord.
No, he didn't tell me I should call it. He said that when he got home to pick up the kids, his sister said that the landlord had called and told her that Heather called and said it was okay for him to go pick up the belongings.
Okay, and you believe Heather made that call?
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, why wouldn't she?
I feel like that's fine.
You know, there's a lot of people that we're going to...
Any higher,
no.
any faster, it's weird.
If there's something you need to tell me, this is the time to tell me right now.
Oh, I'm hoping you guys find her. I mean...
Well, we're going to find her with your help.
Because, I mean, it'd be...
With your help, we're going to find her. Okay? I need you to understand that. I need your help.
And I'm here to help. I mean, we've got kids who need both parents.
If you know something, this is the time. This is our opportunity. Because you want to see that baby being born.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay? You don't want something to bite you in the behind if you know something.
No.
Okay? The relationship between you and her, I know for a fact that you and her at least got into an argument one time. Okay? And clarify this now, because I know for a fact that this happened. That when you guys got into that argument, you grabbed her by her hair. You remember that?
Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me?
Tell me about that.
Who told you that? Because...
Tell me about that.
That was the night I babysat. She came in, and we kind of talked a little bit, and I told her I had to go.
Yeah, that couch is slowly consuming her.
And I told her I hadn't spoken to him since we split up in December.
Why did we speed it up? Because I felt like it.
Things out with him, and that was it. And I told her I was leaving. Trust me, if I had put my hands on her,
tell me what happened by that.
She would have had me in jail.
Well, you put your hands on her because you grabbed a handful of her hair. So tell me about that incident.
I didn't grab her. We were talking and we were kind of getting into a little bit of an argument. That's when I told Jamie, can we just go?
You're not supposed to cross your legs when you're pregnant. Why? That seems like one of those things where someone's like, you can't lay on your stomach when you're pregnant or you squish the baby. That's quite literally so dumb and false, it's not even funny. The fetus can get put in a headlock. What are you pinning it? 1, 2.
Who else was there?
A ref comes out of nowhere.
At that time, it was just us three, and the kids were in the bedroom asleep.
Just you guys three?
Yep.
Okay. So, if you were there, Jamie was there, and Heather was there, and I'm telling you that I know for a fact that something happened.
The fetus like taps its umbilical cord for the rope tag.
Tell me about what happened.
We were arguing because she wanted me to keep my distance. Nothing. I told Jamie, let's go. I don't want to be here. I have my son.
You grabbed a handful of her hair, you grabbed a knife, and you put it to her throat.
No, I didn't, because if I did, I'd be sitting and counting.
No. You guys made a mutual agreement that nobody was going to call law enforcement. Nobody was going to do anything after you guys settled down.
Somebody did. I feel like somebody might have.
I'm telling you, had I put my hands on her, she would have had me arrested.
No. I'm telling you what happened.
No.
I'm asking you to be straight up. You're not going to get in trouble for that, but you don't need to sit up here and continue to lie to me. You are lying to me.
Amelia is told that a friend named Jamie, who also happens to be the father of her first child, told police about the altercation. Amelia realizes that she must discredit Jamie's testimony, or she will appear guilty. The detective realizes right away what she is doing, and he decides to turn up the heat.
Okay, me and Jamie don't have a good history.
Okay.
Camera flipped.
We really don't.
There's some other things. I'm just opening Pandora's box a little bit. And this is the time for that you need to be straight up and honest with me.
Why did the camera do this, though?
Again, you don't need to get yourself into...
Did he quite literally just flip the camera? This is the same angle. Why did he flip the camera? What is going on?
Trouble with that baby.
Oh, and I know, and I'm being honest with you.
If I know that little
it's the same angle. It's not a different camera.
There's a lot more people that I have talked to. Okay? This is your opportunity for you to be straight up with me.
We flipping.
Shit went sour. Okay? Clean your slate.
Okay, what I'm telling you is that's the last time I saw her was because we got into that argument.
You don't like her.
I don't have a problem with her.
Now you don't.
No, I've stepped back many times.
Now you don't. There's other people has come forward about some statements that you have made.
In regards to?
Some statements you have made. I'm telling you, if you want me to go down this road, it's not going to look pretty for you.
Okay, but
this is the opportunity. Listen, You two guys are sleeping with the same damn man. And you can't sit up here and tell me that, oh, you guys had a amicable relationship. Because that's bullshit.
Said we did. I
You
said
didn't
we
like
had...
her. She didn't like you.
Okay, and I agreed to babysit that night.
Yes, you did agree to babysit
Yeah,
that.
it's kind of.
However,
I chose to
you
leave.
didn't want her. You don't want her in the picture because you know that Josh would go back to her. Josh would choose her over you any day.
And I've
You know
stepped
that for a
back
fact.
many times so that he could be with his kids. I have 3 other kids I've raised by myself.
I
Raising a
understand
child
that.
by myself is not a
I
big
can
deal.
only help you if you help yourself.
Okay, but what I'm trying to tell you is we got into an argument and I was ready to go because I am pregnant. Why would I put my hands on someone while I'm pregnant and run the risk of getting hurt?
It happened. Did it not?
No.
You never got into a conversation with somebody, okay? Because I'm finna open up another one, and this is the last one I'm gonna open up because you're gonna get yourself in a hell of a lot of trouble, okay?
Get him.
I'm tired.
You're
tired, and you're lying to me, okay? And you're gonna get yourself into trouble. It's gonna be a very, very long night.
He's going.
You got into a conversation with someone where you.
Why is the quality always so bad? Don't they have thousands in funds? Thousands. Just gonna read a article from whitehouse.gov really quick. President Biden's fiscal year 2023 budget calls on Congress to deliver the funding needed to implement the president's comprehensive strategy to reduce gun crime and make our community safer. At DOJ alone, the president's budget calls for $20.6 billion in discretionary funding for federal law enforcement and state and local law enforcement and crime prevention programs. This funding will fund the police, including by putting more police officers on the beat and make essential investments in crime prevention and intervention. 20 billion got added this year. Just this year, 20 billion. Yeah. Part of that goes to putting more officers on beats, which doesn't reduce crime, by the way, because no idiot's going to do crime in front of a cop they can see.
Offered someone.
That's called an idiot.
Oh. Obviously, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've heard this rumor.
It's a rumor?
Yeah.
How does it more than one person know about it?
Because where we live, if you
Tell me
know,
about it.
let me guess, Jason Watshaw.
Tell me about it. Why is it that I have to open something up for you to say, oh, and I'm gonna sit up here and I'm asking you a question. Very specific questions that I'm asking you.
Get her, dude.
Okay? If there's anything else that I need to know, you need to tell me. I think that'd be one that I come up, hey, somebody just said a rumor, or this bullshit rumor is going on, or this is going on, or that's happening. You're gonna walk yourself into some shit that you can't get out of. I'm telling you right now. This is your opportunity, and I only knock once.
Okay, well, what I'm telling you is, me and her got into it, and I asked to leave. Well, after that, there were rumors from
Kind of crazy
Jamie,
how it happened all of a sudden.
that I was supposedly trying to pay someone to get rid of her, this and that. I'm not going to stoop to that kind of a level over a man. I'm sorry, it's not worth it. I have 3 kids I've raised by myself. This is another one I can raise by myself. I wouldn't do that. And they have done nothing but made my life hell for as long as I can remember. Jamie Acom, Jason Langshaw. Those are 2 people who, for as long as I can remember, have made my life hell.
Okay.
Me and Jamie don't get along.
Sure.
Because he knows I'm in the process of trying to come after him for child support. So right now, anything he can do to harm me, he has tried.
Who else did you have issues with that you think that would just rely on you?
Anyone associated with Jamie Acom's family.
Give me a name.
His brother.
It's interesting a cop being so aggressive instead of being nice and building rapport. Well, he's clearly understanding that like there's no rapport to build here because she's literally just full on lying about a situation he already knows. Asks questions, doesn't let her answer. Why are you being so upset about this cop pressing her? I mean, I understand shitting on cops, but he's fine. Like she's fully lying about shit. She's making up shit about a situation he's already aware of because somebody else told him exactly what happened. So rather than let her answer questions that are just like blatant lies, he's just not tolerating it, which is very much a tactic to get them to cut the bullshit. So like it's the interruption is a way to get, like this guy just said, they interrupt to break their story down. The interruptions are a good way to get people to stop saying things and cut the crap, but also at the same time he's making her story get chopped up so she can't say the same thing the right way every time unless it's necessary, unless it's actually the truth. Because when you lie, you have to manufacture something, and you know, we're pretty bad at even remembering the things that actually happened, let alone remembering things we're making up. And often they get tied together. So doing this sort of thing is a great way to get people to jumble up their story and be like, well, you said this earlier, but now all of a sudden you're saying this. Why is that? You know what I mean? I'm not saying that's exactly what he's going for, but that is a reason that that sort of thing is used. I think this is kind of just because he's actually sick of her shit. So.
Brother Josh, his brother Josh, his girlfriend Chrissy, her brother Timmy, anyone associated with him and
You're
his
gonna name
family.
everybody that's gonna come up here and lie on you.
No, I'm just naming people that are associated with
Well,
Jamie.
I'm telling you, okay?
Amelia is very smart, and she begins to give several names connected with Jamie. Her goal is to discredit as many witnesses as possible, and the easiest way to do this is to say that they are friends with Jamie.
Someone was present the day that you had that,
Smart.
and you just named 2 people.
The camera moved again!
In a vehicle with you.
I'm
and
so
you
scared.
Offer someone $500
What would I have?
to help.
Sorry, go ahead.
To help you get rid of Heather. There's another conversation you had with someone. You're soliciting to commit murder.
How?
That's serious.
Ow.
And I got more than one person telling me that. Okay?
All I did
Listen
was
to me.
give
I got
somebody
more than
money
one
to
person
kill
telling me
somebody.
that. Okay? That don't look good for you. This is your time. Okay? Because when we go get Josh, okay, it's either you or Josh. So you make your decision. Do you owe Josh that? Or do you owe your kids that? This is the time. Tonight.
But what I
If you're going to sit up and lie to me, I'd rather you just look at me. Okay? And not say a word. But if you're going to continue to lie to me, I'm going to make your life very, very hard. I'm just being honest to you. Because I'm trying to give you opportunities, sweetheart,
He does
to do the right thing.
He does not
The shit
want any of
may
this
have
right now.
May have gotten out of hand. You got a baby right there you got to think about. If it happened, that's fine. If it's out of anger, that's fine. I understand. I'd be pissed off at it too. Because I like this man, and this man constantly goes back to this girl that ain't shit.
But why would I hurt her is what I don't understand.
Why? Because you can get her out of the way.
But you know what?
Exactly.
In 2 years, me and him have been off and on.
And you're tired of that shit. But now you have a kid from him. From Josh. You have
Okay.
no other kids from Josh, do you?
I've been off
That's
and on
called
with Jamie
motive.
for 10 years. 10 years.
Excuse
I
you.
wouldn't-
Let me tell you something. So you telling me the conversation with Christy never happened?
With who? Chrissy?
It's very
I
interesting.
never said.
It's very interesting because we always see the good cop route in most of these videos. So it's interesting to see your guys' reaction to an immediate bad cop. It's very interesting.
Anything to her. I mean, I was mad. And I told her that I was pissed off about the whole situation.
Exactly. You never had a conversation with Christy to help you.
No, not Chrissy. And
You never had a conversation with
Yeah, he's not even really being bad
Not
cop.
Josh.
He's just not letting her fucking
guy.
gaslight him.
Jason.
Jason.
I'm not. No, I don't associate with them
So why would that come out?
because of Jamie. If you knew,
2 separate people.
not 2 separate people associated with Jamie.
And everybody hates you.
If you only knew.
So you're saying that you never grabbed a knife?
No, I never grabbed a knife.
You never grabbed a handful of her hair?
No, because
There's
she
a
would have beat my butt. Trust me, I'm pregnant. She didn't want me having his kid. She would have
Sit
hurt
tight
me.
and think about this, okay?
Okay.
Josh is in the other room, by the way.
Okay.
Amelia had motive to
reason.
make Heather disappear. But what was Josh's motive? The police looked into Josh's most recent arrest, and the report stated that Josh had pulled a gun on Heather and she called the police. While Josh was in jail, he made this phone call to Heather.
Hello?
Hey, please don't hang up.
I'm not.
Honey, why did you do this?
Josh, because I can't, you promised me, I can't live like this.
Well, are you going to push this or what?
You're not going to do that, Josh. You're going to kill me when you get out of jail.
Heather disappeared shortly after Josh was released on bail. The police now had Josh's motive, but he still denied knowing anything about what happened to Heather. While he was being interviewed, Josh asked for a cigarette, so the police used a hidden voice recorder outside. They were shocked by what he said.
What did Amelia tell you Did she get to go home?
Mm-hmm. Yes, she did.
How come she got to go home and I can't?
Maybe she was a little bit more honest. See how that works?
Smart cop.
I'm going to tell you this is what I was told. Right here. I was told she was gone, leave it alone. That's what I was told. That she's gone to leave it alone.
Josh claimed that he was told by Amelia that she had taken care of the problem and he was to leave it alone.
I'm telling you, he told me that you told him that. Okay? We know that he brought her back to the house that night.
To what house?
What an idiot.
I was home that night.
Listen, your heart is about to jump out of your chest.
Because I was home at my mom's.
Your heart is about to jump out of your chest.
That pisses me off.
Okay?
Yeah, you seem really pressed about it. I'm so
Don't do this to
angry,
yourself.
guys.
But what-
Don't do
Okay.
this to yourself.
Oh,
Ask my mom. I was
jeez.
home.
Don't do this
that
to
night.
yourself.
Dang nabbit.
What is he saying I did?
That you set it up.
Whoa.
Set what up though? I mean, because all I heard him say was that I didn't even hear him say where he left her. At what house?
No. Listen
See-
listen here. Okay? You're trying to backpedal out of it.
No, I'm trying to. I didn't really hear.
Okay. I'm telling you that he said that you told him that you guys took care of Heather and for him not to worry about her anymore.
Who's you guys?
You.
But how if I was
You.
home?
He knows, and he told me about the incident about you grabbing Heather at the house when you were supposed to be babysitting and put the knife to her throat.
He was in jail.
Exactly. Okay?
Because he even told
But
me
he knows about it.
Because he said
Okay,
that's what.
listen, let's not entertain that. Let's not entertain that. Because I'm telling you right now, he's admitted to his stuff. He lawyered up. But he chose, you know what? I think I need to tell you all the truth. That's why you're back in here.
Okay, but what I'm trying to tell you is you can question my mom, my sister. You can even question Penny Salveo because she was at my mom's house that
Amelia,
night.
what night?
February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day. That
What's going on with the
supposedly
camera?
she left. The day after Valentine's Day, February 15th, because they came over there.
Let me explain something to you, sweetheart. Okay? Just explained to you earlier when you were in here today that you had been soliciting people to do something to her.
Hearsay.
You call it what you want.
I'm just.
You call it what you want, lawyer.
Hearsay.
Okay? We ain't back down here to have a picnic.
I know
call
this,
it what
but
you
this
want,
is why
lawyer.
I'm upset is
You
because
can be upset all you want to. I'm telling you right now, your boyfriend
Like all the anti-vaxxers calling everything a HIPAA violation. What are you talking about, man? Buzzword Brenda over here.
has thrown you under the bus. He's admitted to lying. He's admitted, okay, that he is involved in this and knows about it. Okay? And that you know about it. Now you can sit here and play this game
Objection.
all you want. I told you the first time when I held your hand and I looked you square in the eye and I told you this is your opportunity to come clean and be straight.
okay, but what I'm trying to tell you is
I'm gonna get up and walk out of this room if you lie to me. You ain't back down here for nothing.
I know this. I was home.
Okay?
You can listen to every jail phone
That's
call
not what he's talking
back
about.
and forth between
he
me
doesn't
and him,
care.
where he has
Oh my
hinted at
God.
when I get out, things are going to be different between me and you. You don't have to worry about her messing with us anymore.
Well, like I was at my house, or like how could I do it? Yeah. Am I free to go or what?
Did he give you $1,000?
From where? I put up $1,700 for his lawyer so he could get out of jail. I put up $1,700. Where was he going to give me $1,000?
Paid your money back, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
When he got his tax,
No, he
he didn't
didn't.
give you $1,000?
Because his taxes went straight to his lawyer because he had to sign a waiver so she could cash the check.
Okay.
And when he got a check for $1,000, he asked me whether or not we wanted to try to work things out and live together,
So
or
he
whether or
never
not.
told you that. I'm sorry. So you never
It's
told
okay.
you never told him not to worry about her anymore. It's
No.
taken care of.
If you listen to the jail
We're
comment,
not talking about jail phone calls.
well,
He was out of jail then. He was out of jail.
No, I didn't. And I was home. Because you can question my mom, my sister, you can question Penny Salvale and her son because they were at my house that night because Josh was calling from his mom's cell phone.
So he's a flat out liar if he's trying to involve you in her death.
Yeah. And, you know, that's got me really upset right now.
Yeah, you seem really torn.
I have kids I have to take care of. I've done it on my own. Why am I going to risk throwing my life away over someone who we were just screwing around off and on for 2 years?
Sometimes a suspect will try to avoid the truth by implying an answer instead of directly denying the accusation. They will say things like, "Why would I do such a thing?" instead of just saying I didn't do it.
Josh is saying.
Because he asked me about it. And I told him, I said, Josh, don't you think if I'd have pulled a knife on her, I'd be sitting on the other side of county jail?
Said the reason why you didn't, the reason why she didn't,
Hello?
is because you're pregnant. And she didn't want to see you go to jail with that baby.
And I highly doubt that. Because if anything, she didn't want me to have this baby.
Whose phone just vibrated? Pick that shit up. Silent your phone. We're in the movie.
Sit tight a second.
Yeah, and now I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know where she's at, man. I don't. I just want to sleep and get up.
So you telling me Amelia knows, she knows everything?
I think she knows more about the shit than I do.
You telling me she never asked you?
What are these
If she was going to
zoom-ins?
do it, she never asked you what was the best way to do it? She never asked you where's the best place to
Man, I
finish?
ain't no fucking murderer, man. I don't know what the best way to kill people and get rid of them and shit.
With little else to go on, the detective decided to book Josh because he had used Heather's credit card while she was missing. While Josh was getting ready to leave, he had something else to tell the detective.
Take her to jail.
That's where you want to go, my man.
That's where I want to go, man. I got no choice.
You got all the choice, brother.
I don't know what else to do.
What else you got in your pockets, man?
Wow, man. You let me take that by my mama if I take you to it? We'll go right now.
You take me to where Heather is. I'll take your wallet to your mom.
You won't take me by and let me talk to mom?
You take me to Heather first.
And you take me by my mom?
That's a promise.
Let's go, man.
All right, I want
this shit off.
Yeah, I want this to
Josh led police to the back of Amelia's home to where Heather's body had been buried in a large duffel bag. He told police that Amelia was the one that took Heather's life.
Okay. What we want you to do is listen to us right now, okay?
They buried her behind her own house, and he gave it up so his wallet could go to his mom? Well, it's still possible he had nothing to do with it. She might have just told him, to be fair, but still.
Don't say anything. Obviously, you know
Shut
what's going
the
on.
fuck up.
You have been in here since last night, answering questions, telling us lies, telling us the truth, telling us lies back and forth, okay?
Stop
that
talking!
stops here, okay? We found Heather, okay? She's obviously murdered, okay? We've been speaking with Josh all night, okay? We've been letting you listen to some of the things he's been saying, and we've been telling him some of the things you've been saying, okay? That's not an attempt to play you one against the other. It's an attempt to get the truth out of two people that are lying to us very much, okay? I want to tell you how you stand right now, okay? You don't stand so well, okay? Because everything is pointing to Amelia, and I'm going to explain that to you, and I want you to listen to me.
Is the murderer also dead? No, this is the murderer. Bald guy was fucking her and the person who died. Pregnant with that guy's kid. Other woman had multiple kids with that guy. Girl killed other girl because mad guy was fucking both. Didn't want other girl in picture anymore.
Any questions? Okay. What I've done is just made a little cheat sheet here for myself. Okay. We have Amelia.
Other
That's you
woman,
in the
also
middle.
former
Okay?
wife, yeah.
And these are all the things that are against Amelia. Okay. The body was found in your
I don't know if
property.
he was like
Okay,
still
we're
messing with the ex-wife or
got
not,
Heather.
but yeah.
Okay. Obviously, she's deceased. But Joshua's going to go back with her, the father of your baby. Okay. We have Chrissy.
Oh, look, there's
We have
motive.
James involved. Okay. Chrissy's like, yeah, you know, she held a knife to her throat, pulled her hair, and all that stuff. Don't deny it. Don't admit it. Okay. Because I don't want to lie out of your mouth until you hear what I have to say.
Amelia is presented with all the evidence they have against her.
LOL.
Okay, but I still have everything pointing to you.
Yeah.
I can put you in prison for the rest of your life just with this evidence. Okay, I can. But I need to give Amelia a chance because you've been lying to us all night. You've been telling us the truth here. You've been telling us lies there. Okay, that stops right now because Amelia and her baby are being affected now.
Yeah, and I've been trying to make an effort with Detective Bowie with the phone calls.
Okay. You're being affected now. Okay, because you don't want your baby born in prison. We don't want your baby born in prison. Okay.
Too bad.
And I'm not saying that's where you're going to end up, okay? But if I have to use all this stuff against you, you're the only suspect that I have right now that can win in court, okay? So I want to know from you exactly what happened. No more of this I think or I heard or nothing. I want the truth, okay? The truth starts right now because now we ain't playing, okay? You never met me before. You have to trust me, okay? You have to trust this man too. He's been doing this a lot longer than I have. He's been doing it 30 years. I've been doing it 20 years.
Fuck.
Okay? Stops today.
This guy, that guy is so
We
dead.
don't want you to either. Okay.
It's like, shit, it's been 30 fucking years. Damn it.
Okay. Well, let's get through this.
Fuck.
Okay? And
When can I put my papers in, please?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I can tell you everything that I know.
okay. Are you willing to do that?
I don't want to. I want immunity. I will testify. I will.
Let's hear what you have to say first. I can't promise you nothing.
Yeah, well, see, that's what I'm.
Well, let
afraid
me
of.
just explain this to you.
I want something to where I'm not going to take it from my babies.
Well, we ain't gonna take you from your babies, and we're not gonna take your babies from you.
Well, I
Okay.
mean, yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. They're not going to be like, yeah, this child can grow up in a prison. Why not? They're gone. Yep, they're gone. She's going to jail and she ain't seeing those kids. Nope.
See, it's
Not that they need to let her know that right now.
We're trying to understand. I'm trying to understand what you're going to tell me. Okay, a lot of what you can tell me, we're going to know if it's the truth or not. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't think that. I hope that you don't think that you would be sitting here having this conversation with us if we wasn't thinking anything different. Okay.
No.
All we're after is the truth.
I understand that.
Just the truth of who killed her. Okay.
Well, I didn't kill her, but I can tell you details and I can tell you things about everything.
I bet you can. Okay.
But I'm just saying.
If you didn't kill her, okay, and you tell us, and we believe you, okay, we can't put you in jail for something you did.
Well, after Detective Bowie played me that tape, that's when I told him when we go out to the house, every time he calls, I want it on speaker and I want you to hear what he has to say. And I've been asking the questions Detective Bowie wanted me to ask him. I'm trying to help. I don't want to be taken from my kids.
Okay.
I mean, I can tell you details that you guys probably already know. I can tell you everything that happened to her.
So if you think we already know that stuff and we haven't arrested you, what does that tell you?
Amelia realizes that she must create a narrative where she is the victim and Josh is the raging psychopath. She begins her story by saying that she walked in on Heather duct taped to a chair inside of her trailer.
I come across Heather
Where?
duct taped to the little blue chair.
Yep, believable.
In the trailer.
In the trailer. And I freak out. I check for a pulse. I'm looking to see if she's breathing. And I'm just checking. And I walked out.
I just thought I would mention this in the second interrogation, by the way. After I've been accused for most of it and the first one, I just thought I would mention it now.
And he was there later that afternoon. I asked him, what the hell did you do? He told me that in the middle of the night, after we were in bed, he brought her there. And I guess he told her that he knew where I had money stashed to get her to go back there. And that he hit her upside the head with something. And that she was trying to leave and she broke the window. And he left her there because he didn't know what to do with her, how to dispose of her. And I told him, I want nothing to do with this. Get her the hell off my mom's property.
Okay, this is on your mom's property.
Yes.
Okay.
And this
That
is
he-
Monday morning?
No, this is Monday afternoon when he got off work that he came out there that he had asked my mom for a shovel because he told her he had a dog. And I told him I wanted nothing to do with it. And I walked out and I told him, if you don't do something, I'm going to call the cops. And what he
Gosh,
did after that,
so
I don't
righteous. What a great person.
You checked her pulse. Did you
know. It was
find her pulse?
nothing. She was cold.
Well, she said,
If you don't get this crime away from me, I'm going to tell the police, but only because the crime is near me, not because you're murdering somebody. Take that murder elsewhere, sir, or I will tell the police that you're murdering. Only if it's near me, though.
sitting in a chair
She was duct taped
to a
his
chair. What color chair?
It's the only one in that little kitchen area. It's a little
Okay.
blue chair.
Okay.
She's so valiant.
And I told him, I said, you got to do something. I said, I don't want this crap here. I said, Josh, I don't know what the hell's gotten into you. but you
No,
need to
Vovi,
do
thank you for the raid.
something." And he asked my mom for a shovel. What he did, I didn't think he would bury her on my mother's property. I mean, that's just sick. I mean, it's bad enough what he had done, but to do that and make it look the way it's looking now is just not okay. And he told me, if you tell anybody, I'll make sure you go down with me and you'll be right next to her. Right next to her.
Okay.
So why didn't you?
Excuse me?
Next to her. Buddy. I'll make sure you go down with me and you'll be right next to her.
Oh,
Right next
I
to
thought
her.
she said that to him.
Okay.
So why didn't you tell us the truth? The beginning. Why didn't you tell
Because
us?
I was scared.
You were scared.
Oh,
I mean, like I told you, I have
Poor
kids.
baby.
I mean, I've seen people go to prison for knowing stuff.
Amelia took the police to her trailer
The
and she
fuck is
walked them
going on?
through what had happened. At this point, Josh was still pointing the finger at Amelia,
great evidence for the prosecution
claiming that she
to
took
show
Heather's
her just perpetuating a lie.
life and buried her. The detective knew that there was more to this case, so they interrogated Josh until he finally broke.
Oh,
She started down the hall. Amelia, that's when Amelia hit her.
double
She
murdered
went
her.
back and went into that window with her hand.
Two people.
When she did, I grabbed her and I put her in a chair. And I held her down on the chair.
Was she fighting then?
When she really couldn't, man, my big old ass to her little bitty self.
The adrenaline was flowing.
And I just held her. Amelia taped her. She had her arm around her neck. She was trying to snap her neck. She had this hand
That's
right
not
here
a-
coming over her head, over her nose.
It's not a thing, by the way. You guys know the movies when they like do this and they, they snap the neck. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. For real? Think about it, man. That doesn't make sense. If I turned my head too fast hearing a sound, I would snap my own fucking neck. People aren't that strong. You would need, think about the effort and the strength it would take to turn someone's neck completely sideways. That's not very easy. Not to mention, if it was as easy as it's interpreted to be, I could just do this and be like, you know what I mean? That doesn't really. Yeah, no, it's not real. That's not a thing. Sorry, it's not real.
Where were you?
I was still sitting on her. And once I knew that Heather had got weak.
Am I saying
I could
movies
tell
aren't
she was
real?
getting weak. Because she was just then, nothing.
Now that they had the real story, they needed to get a confession from Amelia. They knew
No, no, they're super real. James Bond is very good. He does all that stuff and gets away with it and is very silent and sneaky and snaps necks and does the big shooting.
that she most likely would continue to play victim, so interviewing her would be a waste of time. That's when Josh's sister told them that she would wear a wire and talk with Amelia about the case. At this point, Amelia was alone because everyone believed that she was a part of Heather's death. They thought that she might confess to the only friend she had left.
It's just a mess, Amelia. I mean, it's breaking my heart.
He shouldn't be in there, and I'm telling you right now.
I want the true story from you. You gotta tell me the truth so I can help you and Josh. Man, please tell me your side.
What did he tell you? And did he tell you over recorded phones?
No.
Please tell him just to keep his mouth shut and to keep his head up because everything's going to be okay. I don't know when, but he's got to stop talking to them.
I can't sleep. I can't eat. I hadn't ate since Wednesday. So I want detail. I don't know if you can handle it, Michelle. Amelia, it would be better. It would be better knowing than not knowing.
You tried to snap her neck. That didn't work.
You did.
Told you, it's not
I
real.
didn't see any other way out, Michelle. I mean, how many more times was he gonna...
Doesn't work.
But why would you... Why would you try to break her neck?
I think it'd be quick and painless.
The police finally had Amelia saying she assisted in taking Heather's life, so they brought her in again for another interview.
That's like when people think gun silencers are like truly silent. You guys ever shot a gun? You know how fucking loud that thing is? You think a little tube is gonna stop a gun from being gun? Like, no, that shit's loud. That little tiny little tube is not going to stop a gun from being loud. It's not gonna go, it's gonna go bam. It's just gonna be less bam. You know what I mean?
I think it's time for we open Pandora's box, at least from our end.
And you need to do it on the record.
Today, you had a conversation with Josh's sister.
LOL. Betrayal.
That conversation was recorded totally.
Uh-oh.
You, out of your own mouth, admitted to being there.
Uh-oh.
You used some of the words that I just used. I waited in the house for a few minutes, just like I was told. There was a recorder in her car. There was a microphone in her car so we could listen to you. We didn't just stumble across that car sitting in the park.
Yeah, I know.
Okay? We heard everything. Now, let's go back to what I was
Oh,
just
she
saying.
knew? Oh, yeah, I knew the whole time. I wanted to be caught.
Quite frankly, so far, you have shown that you're acting like a cold-hearted, hateful person who killed the mother of 2 children. Okay?
Because I don't cry?
No, because you sit right here stone cold and stare in that man's face and lie to his face. After you told that girl today you tried to break her neck, and it didn't work.
I wonder why.
You remember that? Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
You remember those words? It came from whose mouth?
From mine.
Let's start over. And I'm going to quit talking. I don't have anything more to say.
Tell me what happened.
I did what I was told to do.
Tell me what happened.
Oh, okay.
What good is it going to do me, Detective Boyd?
Tell me what happened. I want to hear from you. Get that burden off your back. Tell me what happened.
Why are they so close? Confrontational.
You've already.
Body language in an interrogation room is very important. They're close because they're confrontational about the situation. So they've put her in a corner and they've gotten close to her in order to make her feel cornered.
Admitted to it. You've gotten over that hurdle. You have admitted to killing someone.
No, I admitted to attempted. It didn't work. He killed her.
Even with her back against the wall and a pile of evidence against her, Amelia is able to find a solution to the recorded conversation. She said that she attempted to take Heather's life and that it didn't work. She points out that she used the word attempted because she failed to actually do it.
Were you there?
On the record?
Everything is on the
from
record.
here on out is on the record. You were there when she died.
I did what I was told to do.
Tell me what you did then.
Let me tell you this. As much as Josh has told us, which is a lot, he still says that you were the one who killed her.
I killed her.
Okay. I wasn't there. I don't know. I can tell through our investigation and all the people we've talked to and all sifting through every single lie. Josh has thrown plenty of them up there. You've thrown plenty of them up there. I know you were there, okay? I don't know who killed her at that moment that she died, but I do know y'all were both standing in that room. Is that right? Then if you have something to say that's not the same as what Josh said,
Excuse me.
now's the time.
Give us that respect. Don't nod.
The knee touch.
Is that right?
Yeah,
The tension.
Is that right? I'm not talking to you in sign language.
I know.
I'm talking to you person to person, respectively. I don't want to assume that you nodded your head, but is that right that you were there with Josh when Heather took her last breath? I can't hear you.
Yes.
Got him.
What did you guys do
Confession.
after she took her last breath?
Can I ask you something?
Can you answer
If
that
I-
for me?
It's kind of wild that, yeah, this entire time her foot is like on his chair. How did this situation occur? How did this even happen? Why is that there? What is she doing?
Stop
Can you answer
asking
minutes?
questions. You're just gonna go ahead and arrest me, right? There's no way I'm going home tonight.
You keep looking at what you're sitting in here doing, and you keep thinking that this is what's getting you in trouble.
No,
Okay,
it's-
what's getting you in trouble is the night of February 15th. Okay, this is why this all started. From here on out, you've got a decision to make. You can still play these games and still try to weasel out of whatever you think you can weasel out of, or you can take the right path. And the right path is sitting in here saying, you know what? I did something wrong. If I had the chance to take it back, I would, but I can't. So you know what? Here's what happened. I apologize. If I could take it back, I would. I'm sorry. So far, the only thing you've done here is try to save your own behind, even though you killed a woman.
I didn't kill her.
Yes, you did.
Then tell me what happened. Because
not
Josh
kill her.
says you did it. After you tried to break her neck and couldn't do it, you killed her.
I did not kill her.
Show me something different then. Because Josh has been telling us the truth for several days.
I did not kill her.
After weeks of investigation and police interviews, Amelia finally comes clean about what happened. The problem is she telling the truth?
He wasn't
Out.
himself to take her away. He was not.
You were not either.
I was scared shitless.
Was anyone stopping you from running out that door?
Fear?
Was anyone stopping you from running out that door?
Fear, but I guess that doesn't count, huh?
No, it does not, sweetheart. I'm sorry.
One of you is still lying about some of this.
Kind of
but
counts.
Only you or him knows which one is. That's why I've been asking you from the beginning to tell me the truth. That way, when Amelia opened her mouth and said, I have something to say, we both perk up and say, well, if Amelia's saying she's the one that's truthful, we have to believe her. At this point,
Do you not see why I'd be scared to tell you the truth?
There's no need to be afraid of Josh. Josh has never beaten you. Josh has no history of beating you.
No,
and Josh
but
is in jail right now.
But until that night, do you not see why after that night I would be scared to go against him?
okay, but Josh told us that y'all had talked about doing something
We've
like
never
this.
talked about
He said
anything
y'all
like this.
had never planned it fully.
Fear is not an issue with you.
What do you mean?
Fear has never been an issue with you. You have never been afraid of Josh.
Statement. What do you mean? Statement again.
Before or after you guys took someone's life.
Afraid he might leave you.
I don't know why that made me giggle. It's
I
funny.
left him. I left him.
Do you understand me? Fear was not an issue.
I was afraid to go against him.
You just told me that you tried to break her neck.
Because he
that's
told me
attempted
to.
murder. That's what you told me. Is that not what you told me?
Yes.
What I did was attempted murder. Correct?
Because he told me to.
Almost as
But
bad.
that's what you. Is that not what you said? I tried to break her neck, but I couldn't.
You don't think you deserve that?
No, because I didn't kill her. I really didn't.
So he calls you Whether you think he was joking or not, he calls you and says, "I'm on the way there. Wait till we're in there a couple minutes and come back." And you know exactly what that means. You know exactly what it's going to lead to. And you made no attempt to stop him, talk him out of it, or call the police. You went out there. She tries to get away. She's trying to escape because she sees what's coming. She's struggling, and you help him imprison her, keep her. You help him do all the things that he needs to do, knowing what's about to happen.
Finally, he backs up. Yeah, because they got what they needed. Guys, this isn't, they're not to be that much of a defender, but they're not doing that as like a weird thing. They're doing that as a confrontational thing. Body language is extremely important in an interrogation room. I understand it's uncomfortable for you. That's the point. That's the exact point. You're uncomfortable because he's up close to her. That is, you're seeing the point, but you're not getting the point. That's exactly why. That's exactly why he's doing it. Because if that was you in the situation, it would make you uncomfortable. That's why they're doing it. Yeah, it's weird. That's the point. They want this person to feel uncomfortable. They're not going to make a murderer feel cushiony while they're trying to get her to admit to murder. You know what I mean? Think about it. Of course they're going to make it weird. They want them to be uncomfortable and be off their guard.
He asks you to kill her, and whether you tried real hard or whether you didn't try real hard, you make an attempt so that it will be quick and painless and she can be put out of her misery. And when you're unable to do it, whether you were not strong enough or whether you didn't have the willpower, you step away so that he can take his turn. You watch it happen. At no time have you told us that you tried to stop him, you tried to talk him out of it, you tried to say, you know what?
There was no, if you were there, Detective Spike.
I wasn't there.
If you'd have been there.
You were.
There was no.
There was time before he got there. You could have picked up the phone and said,
I honestly
Josh,
didn't think he was coming.
Let's not do this. This isn't a good idea. You could have said, Sheriff's Department, I think I've gotten in deep, but I'm trying to do the right thing. I don't want this girl to lose her life. I don't want these children to lose their mother. And all these things I'm saying to you, you helped put her underneath the table for a day, maybe 2 days.
I didn't help do any of that. I just knew that he did it.
You come outside to see if the hole's deep enough that he's about to bury her in. You watch her being buried. You help cover her up.
I didn't watch. I went back inside.
Did you jump in the hole?
No.
On top of her?
What?
No, that's sick.
Okay.
So all these things, and what do you think that you are guilty of then?
I know what I'm guilty of.
What do you think would be appropriate?
But I just wish that you would take into consideration. But I was fucking scared.
Tell me what you think you're guilty of.
Of being a monster.
I'm sorry? Of being a monster?
And helping a monster.
I didn't understand.
Helping a monster.
Oh, helping a monster. Do you want anything to drink? Do you need to use the restroom? Are you okay?
No.
Are you hurting? I guess I should ask that because I know that you're not okay. Are you physically okay? Huh?
How long before you guys take me over to be booked?
We're going to do the paperwork right now. Okay?
Josh and Amelia would both be charged with murder. Because Josh cooperated with the police, he would be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Amelia would receive the death penalty, and she would spend 8 years on death row. On the 8th year, she would be resentenced to life in prison without parole.
Whoa.
Gotta get some paperwork.
How are you today?
I'm doing good. Surprised. But I'm doing good. How are you?
A lot lighter.
A lot lighter. You've lost some weight.
Yeah, potatoes will do it to you.
Potatoes. I thought potatoes put on weight.
You gotta eat them.
You're not eating them?
So, like once a day, lunch is about the only time they give us something decent. Like they'll put bacon or bacon bits, cheese. But plain potatoes,
No.
Can't do it.
Okay, well, we got to get some laundry stuff out of the way first.
Some what?
I call it laundry stuff. Some of the
All the paperwork.
stuff. Okay, so that we're all on the same page. I received a call from your mom.
Yeah.
That you wanted to talk to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Any reason why you didn't send a request form?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I imagine her foot being up there had to do with pregnancy or something like that, yeah.
So
okay.
you'll be getting that.
Why'd she get resentenced? if you go on death row, you can appeal your death row sentence to go back to life in prison. So that's probably what happened. So while she's not able to get out of jail or get rid of the crime, she probably on the 8th year of her sentencing appealed her death penalty, and they probably agreed to just not execute her. Which, from my knowledge, is the better option, because it's one, cheaper. Two, why is she on death row? Well, she committed murder in a state that allows it. But once again, they just said that she got put off of death row. But yeah, death row is really expensive. There's not really any long-term gratification of killing a criminal. It's expensive. It's hard to keep up. It's hard to tell. Death row cases can be false. In fact, there's a lot more that have been false. Racially biased. I mean, yeah, that's the entire criminal justice system, so that's a given. There's a lot wrong with it, morally and even logistically and economically. It's really tedious. It's expensive, and it can be really biased and in fact really inaccurate. So
Okay.
I don't know when.
Okay, but you do want to talk to me. Okay, without the presence of your attorney.
I just saw my attorney not too long ago.
Well, before I can speak with you about anything you want to talk about, we have to go through the same stuff we went
I
through before.
know.
Okay.
I just kind of wanted to really.
life sentence only 25 years. Technically, per crime. It depends on the state as well. It's something like 30 on average. It's dependent on the state, but yeah, it's life sentences are dependent on the crime. People can commit more than one crime and get more than one life sentence, which can quantify a certain amount of time, stuff like that. Am I more on the side of capital punishment or rehabilitation? Well, capital punishment doesn't make sense because we're in this certain time frame of doing so, and we continue to not get any turnaround in terms of crime rate. Crime rate slowly goes down most years. In fact, even by a little bit, it goes down every year, but we sit here on a capital punishment kind of side of things, and it doesn't work. Deterrence doesn't work. The death sentence doesn't work. Killing somebody for committing a crime has not even that is not enough of a deterrent, because despite deterrence being put in place and punishment being strict on certain things like 3-strike laws and other things like that, that doesn't stop people from doing shit, because crime of opportunity is crime of opportunity. Yeah, that might be your third possession charge and you might go on a triple sentence for it, but that's not going to stop you if that's what you need to get done. If you need that money, you're going to deal drugs. If that's the environment you're within. That's just not how it works. Capital punishment is not really an effective strategy because that's just it doesn't deter like it's supposed to be. Rehabilitation is a hard thing to grasp as well, because at the same time, the people in charge of handling prisoners and criminals and stuff like that don't have the tools for rehabilitation. They just have the ability to keep these people in line and keep these people detained. So it's hard to say what's the most effective when rehabilitation isn't really feasible at the moment, given the current status of the situation. But yeah, I mean, think about it. Capital punishment, is it effective? There are death penalty states. There are states that still do the death penalty. Do you see crime down in those states? No. You don't see any difference in statistics of crime rates within those states at all. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't affect anything. It gives short-term punitive justice to the families and weird satisfaction to fear-mongering people, stuff like that. But yeah, it'll be a hard time to see anything change, because like somebody just pointed out, the prison system is a private industry. They make money off of people. They get free labor off of prisoners by forcing them to do work for a lighter sentence, stuff like that, etc. It's hard to say whether or not these changes can occur given the current systems in place are for profit rather than for actual justice, because the current system is racially biased and can put basically anyone they want in jail because, you know, there's no accountability in place ever. By them being in jail, they can basically make them do what they want to do. And by putting them in jail, it keeps them in tune in whatever regard that they want to make them in tune with. Stuff like that. We're in a capital punishment kind of place. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Wasn't slavery abolished? Yes. You know, people who have a hard time advocating for their rights, a prisoner. You know who can't really say this is against like this is morally wrong? Somebody in prison. Not a lot of people want to listen to that. But the problem is the US has such a terrible system of putting the right people in prison for the correct kind of crimes that there are people in prison who probably didn't do much. There are people in prison for marijuana possessions, and you know, despite the constant legality of that changing, they're still in jail for marijuana possession. And those people deal with the same stuff in jail that the rest of the people deal with. But because they are in jail, it's hard for them to really be like, hey, I got put in jail for this crime that's kind of been downplayed at this point, because it's really a stupid thing that's gotten taken into a criminal charge for no reason other than biases for a substance that shows really not much problem besides what has been told we're supposed to believe. But because they're already a prisoner for certain things, people don't want to listen to that. Yes, it's not really a thing that's allowed, but at the same time, prisoners can't exactly advocate for a human rights violation because everybody outside of prison sees them as strictly a prisoner and irredeemable in that fact. When in fact that like people can do bad things and learn from it. I'm not saying this person is a great person that can redeem themselves, but somebody with way lesser of a crime can certainly do so. And we don't put anything in place as a society or in the program of the prison itself to let these people be redeemed, because they have trouble getting their job when they're getting a job when they leave. They have trouble being treated fairly when they're in. They have no great sources of being better for themselves when they're in. They have no way of supporting themselves when they're out. So there's a lot of issues. Yeah. And this is all under a capital punishment kind of environment. So yeah, I'm kind of under the side of rehabilitation, because what we're currently doing is way more on the side of punishment, and it doesn't fucking work because we still deal with the same things we deal with that we were told stop crime.
Done some things by you off the record.
Well, nothing is off the record. Okay? Nothing is off the record. This is very, very serious.
I know.
Okay? Now, if you want to tell me something, I'm here to listen to you. But understand that I'm going to do my job correctly. I'm going to make sure you know your rights. Okay?
My attorney's
How much time is left? I gotta go.
Without her here.
That's your choice.
Your attorney's gonna remove themselves. What the hell?
You want to talk to me?
I'm being so bad.
Okay. This is your same Miranda form that I read to you once before. Okay? I'm going to read it to you again.
What a weird exchange.
What do you want to talk about?
My lawyer's gonna be so mad. He.
To a lot of people, that his intent was not only to harm her.
So she knows she's supposed to talk to her, have her attorney present, but she...
This is the time. If you're going to talk to me, this ain't no hypothetical.
No, it's
This ain't
not.
no playing games.
It's not.
This ain't you sitting in the cell for... How many days you been in now?
90 today.
90 days?
Yeah.
Okay, for you to try to come up with something.
I'm not coming up with anything because I've got people who will talk to you for me to tell you. But what I'm saying is he's bragging.
So why are you talking then?
Harm her, but someone else. Had that person been there, they wouldn't be here today.
And who was that?
I believe James Aiken. The guy did not give me a name. An inmate approached me. We all go to the courthouse. You know that.
Very
James
smart.
Aiken is your baby's daddy.
My youngest, yeah.
All right.
Right. And the gentleman approached me, told me what Fulgham was telling him.
It's insane that like it's obsessed with punishment and sending them back into prison instead of filtering them through with the hope of releasing prisoners. Well, it's all about control at the end of the day within the system itself, because the system is racially biased, so they want to put minority races in jail and keep them in jail by putting things in place in order to make it harder for them to get out. And that's by the lack of providing redeemability in terms of like harder employment, stuff like that. But that's the thing, is a lot of people who believe these sorts of stuff will never have a pass at the police like a lot of people deal with, because they're most likely white and privileged. And so they don't deal with these sort of things. They don't see it from the same perspective. They see the police as something that's worth having around, that protects them from anything that they're afraid of, when in fact the police were created out of racial bias. They were created to keep slaves in control. They were created to stop slaves from escaping slavery, etc. And so that's what the foundation of the criminal justice system was built off of, and that's what they continue to do. So people who don't deal with that sort of rhetoric or don't deal with that sort of behavior from the police don't see it from that side, and they just assume that the police are doing the best they can to stop really awful people from being outside in society, when in fact not every prisoner is an awful person. They just might have done a bad thing. And the inability to let those people redeem themselves is the priority, unfortunately, at the end of the day.
And who was the gentleman name?
Huh? Who, the inmate?
Yeah.
What good is it going to do me? Is what I want to know first.
I mean, obviously, right now he had no. You say he had intentions or he was bragging about it. I haven't heard about it.
Right.
Obviously, he can't do anything to him now.
No.
I mean, I'm here on the case that you and Josh with Heather Strong. That's what we're here about.
Right.
And that's what I want to talk about. If you want to talk about anything as far as that, that's fine. Hypothetically speaking,
No, it's
I don't
not
want to talk about that.
It's,
Him made mention or made some threats or some verbal stuff that he was going to do something to somebody else, but it never got carried out. That's nothing. That holds no weight. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not going to sit here and BS you. I want to be straight up with you, like I've been throughout the whole entire time in this case. I mean, you knew the gig was up the first day you came and talked to us. Right or wrong?
what I'm getting at is he's confessing to who, what, where, when, why, and how, and what his intentions were, and that it was premeditated. And you could probably get it on tape.
I know all that. He's talked to me about all that. He's told me his part.
That his intent was on someone else as well?
No, I'll tell you, I'm talking about Josh Fogel, Amelia Carr, and Heather Strong. These are the only three people who know what happened. Heather Strong obviously can't tell me. Amelia Carr, Josh Fogel. Although only two can tell me what happened to this girl. He's confessed his sin.
I'm going to have to call BS on what you're saying, man. That's a bit out there. How so, man? If you're going to discredit what I'm saying, what is your evidence that I'm wrong? You're free to disagree, but if you don't have if your argument doesn't have a foundation to present itself on, that doesn't make sense. Like, you can go disagree elsewhere, but if you're going to say that I'm wrong, you might as well have something that refutes that, right? Certainly you have some evidence or an educational background in the same subject in order to combat my point, right? There may be a small group of people that are so-called white privileged, but the rest of us take no side. The police are there to protect. Bad people do bad things, and that's why we have the police. Okay, so no evidence then. You're just saying it from your perspective as somebody who is apparently white, saying the rest of us take no side, which is not true because you're quite literally taking a side. Small group that are so-called white privileged. Not true, because all of us are privileged. You do not deal with the criminal justice system in the same way anybody else that isn't white does, including myself. Every minority deals with the criminal justice system differently because the criminal justice system favors white people because it was built off of racism. Once again, it was completely founded in order to keep slaves being slaves. That was the foundation of the criminal justice system and the police, and that's what continues to perpetuate it because it was built off in an environment of negativity and racism. And that's perpetuated because that's the foundation of it. It's been encouraged for years. It's been encouraged for decades. You can't fight me on it because that's how it was made. It doesn't make sense to say that it's a small group. Do I have any proof that it was built off of racism? Did you not just hear what I said? The concept of police started as a group of people who rode around on horses, stopping slaves from escaping the places they were enslaved to. That was the first account of police. And they said, hey, this works. Let's do more of it. I'm quite literally giving you that. How are you not understanding this? You do not see it from this perspective because you do not have an educational background in the subject and you don't have the life experience in the subject. Your points are anecdotal and from a blind, privileged state. You do not see the police the way that other people have to deal with them because you have been lucky enough to have been born in a power dynamic that you're the favorable side of. You don't deal with this like other people deal with it. So because you disagree, it's because of your experience. Even though your experience isn't the norm, that doesn't make it wrong. You're free to disagree, but that's the fact.
Sins to me. And he's told me what your involvement was.
Which is none if you listen.
That's not true.
Well, that's your opinion.
It is. It is.
I've sat in here 90 days.
And you're trying your best to come up with something to take the heat off of you.
No, I'm not, because these are people I don't even know approaching me, willing to come forward.
They ain't come forward. The only person who's coming forward is you.
The only reason I haven't given names is because what is the point?
There's really no point, to be honest with you, unless you're gonna come in here and tell me what your involvement was.
Which
That's
was
what
none.
we know that to be totally opposite. You know you can't come over here and pull the sheet over my eyes.
I'm not trying to pull a sheet over your eyes. What I'm telling you is he is bragging that I wasn't there, that I had nothing to do with this.
You told me you were there. You told me what you did. Do you not remember all that?
I told you what you wanted to hear.
No. This is some game that Amelia wants to try to come play. It ain't gonna work. You ain't tell me what I want to hear. Because number one, you didn't know that I was listening to your conversation with Josh's sister. You also told her that too.
Told her what?
I mean, I'm gonna cut this interview very, very short.
Okay.
Okay? If you're here to tell me your involvement,
Which is none.
okay, well, I don't believe you.
You don't
Because
have
obviously
to.
you don't remember what you told me the first time.
What do you mean?
Maybe you need to sit 90 more days and think about what you told me before you try to come in here today and pull something over me.
I'm not trying to pull something over
Okay,
you.
it ain't gonna work.
I know what I told you.
Okay, so why are you sitting up here questioning me what you told me?
Because what I told you wasn't the truth.
What's the truth?
I'm not playing this game.
What's the truth?
That I wasn't there,
Which is a lie.
as far as you know.
Exactly.
Okay, there you go.
You done? All right, sit tight.
Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't
Ew.
miss any new videos.
What is this picture? Good video, guys. Sorry for the rant. I can understand disagreeing, but if you're not willing to hear what I have to say and you're just denying what I'm saying, I don't know what to tell you. Crazy to me to hear exactly what I'm saying and then ask me to explain why what I'm saying is correct, as I literally did. Very strange. White people will always be the first people to comply and defend the police because I do not deal with the police in the same way everybody else does. This is not a my uncle's a good cop argument. This is a real life situation. These are people that deal with this stuff constantly. Just because you don't deal with that in the same way and you don't see it the same way doesn't mean it's not real. You can deny it all you want, but the fact of the matter is that the criminal justice system is built and perpetuated off of racism. It does not matter what you think. Like, it doesn't. You can think what you want. You can disagree. I don't care. I'm not here to debate you. I'm here to tell people what the truth is because that's what I studied. And if you have a problem with that, go complain with your uncles who are police officers who perpetuate the system with their compliance. It doesn't matter to me. It does not matter. Your opinion on me and your opinion on the system do not matter to me. I don't care. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to entertain and I'm here to educate when I feel like it's important and I want to use my degree that I studied 4 years for. Meanwhile, you get to sit here anonymously and refute my statement like I'm losing my shit when I'm not. I'm giving you exactly what you asked for and I'm losing my shit because I'm giving you evidence against your point. And you can cope with that all you want. It's not my problem. I do appreciate the time, guys. And yeah.